why aren't you learning French? Spanish is boring. Okay, so Widowmaker on Hanamura. Diamond game. Starting out on the left, that's fine. Immediately going up to the high ground. How did you know that? You see him? Or hear him? Oh, you heard the grapple. Okay. So that was a big mistake from enemy Widow. Nice though that you're that you actually reacted to it, heard it. Fortunately.
Top left.
That was a close one. Your healers are not paying attention.
Push.
It happens, but there are health packs. Okay, so let's take a look at some of your shots here. Actually, you've got quite a lot to work on already here. And I don't mean the misses. Like, missing is fine. Missing is fine, but the way you're shooting... take a look at the motion. So, do you see that motion? When you actually hit the shot, you hit the shot and then you flick upwards to about here, and then you flicked all the way down again to about here. And that is something I've noticed quite a lot of people have, and it is usually a bad habit that has started forming because of using the practice spots or like shooting too much at stationary targets. Because that means if you want to practice flicks, then let's say there's a bot here, and then there's a bot here. If you want to practice your flicks, then you have to first aim at their head, shoot, but then you have to also reposition your aim to be able to flick again, to keep practicing from your initial spot. And that forms this habit of like hitting a shot and then immediately flicking away to some other location that you actually don't need to do. And that is one of these unnecessary motions that actually make this duel a lot harder than it could have been. Yeah, first shot was a nice try. Once again, you flicked away from the target. It's gonna make your next follow-up shot like even harder and take more time, because you have to readjust your aim to the Widow again every single time you shoot.
Top left.
So yeah, just a little tidbit. Ah, mais je sais français, j'avais français 5 ans maintenant. J'ai arrêté d'apprendre français pour l'Espagne. Ah bon, ok. Alors tu vas connaître toutes les langues. Hein? You'll be a super multilingual person. Cool. Oh, okay, we still have... slow motion.
Push.
Okay, taking health pack, and now let's see what you do. Should be grappling either top left. Okay. Those shots were way better, actually. You just did small micro adjustments.
They're 2 down, we should be pushing.
Okay, they have a Mei in the top left window, but she wasn't there at the start, right?
Push.
Okay, oh, well, never mind. That was a pretty nice try. You can't hit them all. Nice. Zen feeding, Moira feeding, big plays. Those were some filthy headshot. Oh, you totally opened up that point. So far, you've been playing good. You heard the Widowmaker. You instantly took the duel. That is fine. Should have probably called it out in voice though. I did hear someone do it later. Was that you? Let's see.
Top left.
Ah, okay. It was the Reinhardt that called it out. You could have actually called this out immediately as soon as you heard it out of the spawn doors. Your Genji would have reacted way faster. And you probably would have gotten a free pick here. So communication, super important. Really good. Yeah, some good shots, some good shots. Je suis vietnamien et allemand. Ah, d'accord. J'ai français, anglais et espagnol en école. 5 langues. Nice. Yeah, holy shit, that's gonna be good for you. To always be able to communicate with a bunch of people. Really nice. Another big pick. Widowmaker taking some unnecessary duels. You're capitalizing.
No one can hide from my sight.
But that's a wall, unfortunately. So yeah, I don't know if you actually knew that the Mei was there and that was why you didn't try to take high ground. In that case, I actually liked that you were staying down here and trying to take care of the Widow once again. Because otherwise I would have told you to go high ground, get a few better angles, or even to make longer flank on the left. But if they have the Mei standing up there, then it is dangerous for you to grapple up there. So far, so good. These shots are Pog, yeah, for sure. This is a rather strong Widowmaker.
We can go in on Brad after this. Yeah, after this.
So yeah, they have Widow, Mei, Ryan. And now the Mei was actually low ground. You jump up now. Oh, okay, the Hanzo. You're getting a bunch of picks. This opens up the point for you. That was probably a mistake. Or it was definitely a mistake. So let's see here. Teammates open up the point for you, you clean up. Unfortunately, you missed these two shots. That happens. Just aim better forehead, lol. But this grapple, you saw the Genji taking this direction. I don't know if you wanted to take this duel early because he had deflect on cooldown, but definitely not worth it. You can position yourself further back on the left and just try to snipe him once he comes out of this window. He's gonna have a very long way to get to you. You're gonna get like at least 3 or 4 shots at him before he actually gets close to you. But you use your grapple into his face, he finishes you off. And that is a dead Widowmaker.
Now, where were we?
At least you got 2 picks. Oh yeah, so now that you have recognized that they the only threat to you is their Widowmaker. So if you can kill, or well, I guess the Genji in some kind of way as well. But your primary objective is to take out their widow, or to try to get another angle. Because going main now again, when last time the only thing you did was shooting Rhine shields, you definitely should be trying to get some other angles. And if they have the Mei again, so try to scout the Mei. If she's on the high ground, then don't go here and take a flank on the left side and try to get a pick from there. And if the Mei is not here, if the Mei is on the low ground or maybe top right or something, then you can definitely try to take this little window and also try to get a high ground snipe onto someone on the point, one of the squishes or their widow or something. You can also use this little high ground here. It gives you sightlines through the window onto their high ground, or their top right high ground, that you can use to get a few picks.
Fire at will. No one can.
Yeah, some nice headshots onto the Fatso, Road Dog. But yeah, definitely something that would improve your consistency quite a lot is to try to get rid of these flicking away from the target after you actually hit them. So let's take a look at these shots again in slow motion. So like you hit the Genji, and then you flick away from the Genji, and then you're gonna like do something like this to try to readjust onto the Genji again. And there, you had it again. You're doing it slightly right downwards. So every time you hit a shot, it takes some time for you to readjust your aim again. So if you try to get rid of that flicking habit after your shots, like the flicking is supposed to happen before the shots. So if you're aiming here, you want to shoot at the Hanzo, then you flick, and bam, you hit him in the head. But flicking away afterwards is a bad habit and makes your follow-up shots way harder to hit. So by trying to get rid of that, I have spent quite a few weeks trying to get rid of that, since I also got it by practicing on the training bots, but that was on McCree. Same principle though.
The enemies of time will be eliminated.
Oh, these shots here, a lot better. Now you're not moving around the mouse so much, makes it much easier. Let's see that in slow motion too, actually. Oh fuck.
The enemies of time will be eliminated.
So look at the difference. So you didn't move your shot so much, since you missed the Ana here. You didn't move around your mouse so much, and it was super easy to acquire a new target onto the Doomfist. And then you didn't have that downwards flick again. Imagine if your aim would have been here instead. So you shot, and then as you've usually done the last few shots, flick downwards and have your aim somewhere around here. Would have been super annoying to try to readjust this for the Doomfist then once again. But now you took your shot. You still have your crosshair really close here, and the follow-up shot onto the Doomfist is going to be a lot easier. Unfortunately, you used uppercut, but that happened. It's fine. Still, your shots were way easier or your crosshair was way easier to readjust, because you didn't flick around so much. Yeah, nice. You recognize that the fight is lost and that you need to get out. Yeah, the Mei is still up there. It is good that you're afraid of the Mei. But I would have liked to see you at least try to take this high ground here. Let's see if I can see it. I can pause here. Ah, fuck. So close. There we go. This high ground over here. It gives you views through the window over here, so that you can take some shots and you can also shoot the Mei when she tries to peek through those windows. So that spot is pretty good. Now you're going in with your team. This is fine. Now you can take control of this high ground. You can get the Mei to fuck off. Fortunately, you do not have a Reinhardt, so it is impossible to do this. Since they have a big rectangle man. We know he's not very good against big rectangle man.
Justice ain't gonna dispense itself.
Yeah, recognizing as well when your team doesn't have the power to take high ground away from them with brute force, then you have to start doing some some weirder flanks with Widowmaker. Yo, Ragi, welcome back. We are reviewing a Diamond McCree, or well, Diamond Hitscan. He was playing Widow up until now. I wrote you a question on Discord, didn't realize you were streaming. Okay, I'll take a look. Soon. Do you know of a good place to start looking for a team to play with? Not sure if you remember, but I stopped playing in Season 10 after reaching my career high of nearly 4,200. I am finally getting Firebit this weekend, so I've thought about starting to play again, and it crossed my mind that playing scrims with an actual team would be a good way to brush off all the rust and get in the loop again. Yeah, definitely. I have been looking on Overwatch looking for team on Reddit, but it only seems to be hard stack plats and stuff looking for people to carry them in comp. Yeah. I don't think Overwatch looking for team on Reddit is very good, or at least not for high level teams. I can PM you some some Discord channels. There are a bunch of Discord channels, especially Jane. His channels have a lot of high level pugs. They have looking for team channels. I think /r competitive or r/competitive Overwatch. That Reddit has a looking for team channel. And what else? Yeah, well, mid to high level team then. I was talking about master teams as well. I'm sure you could join a master team, even though you haven't played in a while. After the stream, I can PM you some Discord channels where you can look for teams. But for now, maybe just find Jane's ELO Hell channels. You can play pugs there, try to find teammates like that by just playing some games. And also use their looking for team channel. So, okay, big pick. They're walling you off with the Mei. A big flashbang. Yeah, playing DPS becomes very hard when you do not have tanks that can actually take some space and allow you to deal your damage.
Guys, what's going on?
You mostly shoot rectangle man all game long. And it's a real feels bad man. It's actually pretty
People
close.
just like all
Oh, damn! Another sub. Holy shit. I should actually... what's it called? I should actually make some sub goals and follower goals. Oh, you actually missed that, Bragi. Thanks a lot for the sub, but you missed. I reached 100 followers just a few minutes ago. So I'm gonna do a 12-hour stream with a bunch of fun stuff. I should definitely be... what's it called? We're gonna be excited for that. I have no money for subs, Shuji. That's fine, absolutely fine. I am not doing this for subs or money or anything anyway. If you can and want to, then thanks, but there is definitely no need. Okay, so let's see here.
It ain't my time.
You're having Hammond, Zarya, triple sniper, solo healer. Holy shit, how Andy. Ame, what are you doing, man? You gotta save money for food. Holy shit, man. I've always thought that you spend your money too leisurely. Gotta focus on the essentials, man. Food is important. But okay, what hero should you actually pick here? If you're a DPS player, this could be an interesting theory crafting session. You are a DPS player, you already have a Widow and a Hanzo, you have Ball and Zarya, solo healer Moira. How do you break second point Hanamura? I don't think McCree is the play, because you don't really have any flanking opportunities. Like McCree could be good if you can manage to get like a pickoff with Flash Fan, but as long as they stay together, like the Mei and the Ryan on the high ground, like there's no way you're gonna push into the high ground. Maybe a Genji so that you can follow with the Hammond into his slams, try to get a pick that way. What else? Maybe a Mei of your own? This Reinhardt has actually been super aggressive. You could wall off the Reinhardt, but you're not gonna have follow-up, so solo Mei won't be able to kill the Reinhardt. Maybe Soldier? Would Soldier... Oh, okay. Would Soldier be better here than McCree? Heal yourself since you only have one healer and you have easier access to high ground. If you really want to play Hitscan, that is. Yeah. That is definitely a valid point. You could also use Soldier to jump over the gap on the left side and try to take control of the left side of the point so that you can shoot the people on the high ground from the back. And really good point, you have healing station for yourself. If you get a good high ground position, you could get some value out of the ult. Yeah, maybe Soldier is a bit better. But I mean, if they just position themselves correctly, I don't think it's gonna be enough. Ah, that was close. Unlucky.
guys.
That's a reset. So you actually got 3 picks, but they don't matter. This is gonna be a really hard game.
Oh, you gotta go in and bait the wall. And then pop out the window and then we'll reset.
There we go. Oh, the first fan actually missed. That was unlucky. Or well, unlucky. It was. Not much you can do with all of these ults. Let's see here.
Then pop out.
Is your Moira actually
Oh,
with you
gotta
here?
go in and bait the wall.
You have your Zarya, you have Ball, you have the Moira.
Pop out the window.
Okay, so maybe Moira gets walled off. I think. Yeah, this Mei has actually fucked up here. Managed to fan her. And here comes the play. Meteor strike, yeah. Not much you can do without a defensive ult. And that was the last fight as well.
Let's start over at the beginning.
Everybody switch.
Yeah, definitely. You should have either stayed on Widowmaker. I don't remember what he was playing at the start of the game when you were Widowmaker. But yeah, trying to push through Hanamura second point without the proper team comp is gonna be really hard, and more often than not, it is gonna end like this. That was actually way too bright. So yeah, either stay on the Widowmaker and try to take flanks on the left side, or a soldier. That way you have some more self-sustain. You can try to take control of the high ground, also from the left flank. Like soldiers taking control of the left flank is actually pretty annoying, because that means the Mei isn't going to be able to make use of the high ground. And it's gonna allow your team to actually push in. Oh, that voice. What the hell?
You know what's annoying? How bad you guys are. That's fucking annoying.
Oh, it was a voice changer. Okay, I see. Oh, we're going for the cheese. You could have done what the enemy Mei was doing. She was actually standing on the high ground here, just to prevent you from taking that window with the Widowmaker. Or at least you don't actually need to, let's see here. You don't actually need to stand on this thing, because that could, a Widowmaker on the high ground outside can actually see and shoot you. But you can stand around here. You can still wall off the point, like you're doing by standing on the low ground, but you can also pressure someone that tries to use the window. Yeah, they're gonna have another Reinhardt. It's super important that you hit these walls. Got a pick. Ryan charges in. Nice wall. No, it actually missed. So you're still in a disadvantage here. You probably have to either fully regroup or... but that's not going to happen at this level, so you probably need to actually all in on this Ana here. If you manage to kill their main healer, you might be able to make it back. Nice. Ana totally forgot about you. Oh, okay. Try to take some time to actually aim for the head. It's super easy, and you've got all the time in the world. She was actually pretty smart though, and used her... she was aiming her camera downwards. Makes the head hitbox a bit smaller. So it can definitely happen. But yeah, trying to hold the choke as Hammond. I'm not sure that is... or with a Hammond on your team. That is not really going to be viable. Okay, so they actually have a decent team comp. Or they have double flankers Double flanker DPS with Rein Zarya and Lucio. Okay, so now they are probably going to run you over with the Shatter. They might have Nano as well. Probably don't have Genji Blade.
Tracer's top left.
We'll see what happens. Gonna get a fat wall. An okay wall. Not fat enough. But it is enough. I could have probably walled off the Reinhardt there. Okay, so let's see here. I like the first wall. I actually like this wall here. Unfortunate that you fell down, but they actually used beat here. So they wasted one of their strongest defensive ultimates here just to push through this choke. So I would definitely call it a valid trade to just put down your wall and your blizzard here. It is gonna 100% force them out of the choke, or they're probably gonna get stuck. And you just straight up win this push by yourself, and you trade one of their strongest ults for your mediocre ult. Maybe Blizzard is pretty strong, but it's not gonna team kill unless you combo it with the grab. So just using it to trade for sound barrier or for like a Genji blade is definitely gonna be worth it. Okay, so you actually do it for the Genji blade. Still gets 2 though, but you have respawn advantage, so it should be fine. They only have their tanks left. Definitely need some work on the right clicks of Mei. Do not underestimate her right click damage. Does 75 every shot. 150 headshots. Those are some nasty numbers. The most... Facebook, be quiet. Like the most satisfying feeling is one-shotting blinking tracers as Mei. Oh my god, that feels so good.
Nice shot, dude.
Nice.
Nice.
Some big picks.
Widow's back, straight down.
Now they have a McCree instead of
Maybe coming right side over
Genji, I think. Is he bladed? Gotta watch out when when running through this window. They can actually shoot you
There she is.
from
top
over
right.
there. It's way safer to stand as you're doing now. This way you're also closer to this window in case the Widowmaker wants to jump up here. But this is the difference though. When you were playing Widowmaker, you never took this this little window here. And it gives some pretty good sightlines. She got a pick onto your main healer. Or maybe you have an Ana as well now. So you might be fine. But this is a really good spot in case you as a Widowmaker can't take control of this high ground.
Top left.
Now you are dead. So yeah, just by the Widowmaker actually taking that high ground for just half a second, split your attention enough so that they could push up through the high ground. So try to think of attention as one of the resources that you can drain as well from enemies. It is not just cooldowns and ammo and ultimates, but also who they're looking at and who they're focusing, shooting at. I'm guessing you're gonna hold this for quite a while, just by purely mechanically shooting everyone. But then they are finally going to end it with a big push, sound barrier, graviton, etc, etc. That is my guess at least. Still have 3.5 minutes. That's a nice try. And you are dead again. And this worked so well for the enemy team. I see that you're trying to do the same thing that they are. But this only works so well for the enemy team because they also had a Reinhardt. They had a Reinhardt standing close to the choke and teammates that could actually capitalize on you walling them off or on them walling you off. So now the problem is that every time you're walling, there is nobody else up there that can actually help you. You accidentally removed the wall here, so the McCree could get out and flashbang you. That was unlucky.
I have to get back in the fight.
Yeah, so also try to think of the position of your teammates, what heroes they have, what your teammates actually want to do with their heroes, so that you can try to make them as effective as possible. Because if you just try to mimic what you saw and do exactly the same thing when you don't even have the same heroes to say or the same playstyle, it is not going to work as good.
Easy! Easy!
My ultimate is ready.
My ultimate is ready.
They went wrecking ball, they're mad. Oh, that was... Ash? Oh, I went public.
And don't forget that there are actually quite a lot of
Yep,
places that you can wall
I have my ult, so
as
get ready
Mei.
to-
You don't have to only wall this choke. I mean, you can wall these doors when they push out of here. You can wall this door when they push out here. So actually walling here, they're still behind cover, like behind this wall. Like McCree and Ana are still standing up here. So there's nobody from your team that can actually capitalize on a wall on this choke. So try to use either this wall instead or this wall to wall them off, but still have your team be able to actually do anything about it.
Alright, I'm going.
Okay, so here comes the sound barrier. But they actually run straight into the mines and just die. Okay, you're gonna have respawn advantage. Easy win for you guys. Nice try, nice try. Yeah, walling off McCree ults. Really nice stuff. Some really nice stuff that you can do. I like that you immediately reacted. Taking this duel is fine. As soon as you take one shot, just need to press shift.
Knocking them off.
60 seconds remaining.
Thank you.
Watch out for the McCree coming behind you now. Are you actually gonna win this? Or are they gonna get one more fight? Looks like you're gonna win this.
30 seconds remaining.
Yeah. Yeah, the blizzard was way too early, but oh, they're actually gonna dive. You get another sound barrier, and yeah, you're actually gonna lose it. still have a respawn advantage though, so it's... Okay, here comes the Bob. The healers are dead. That is gonna be rest in peace. Okay. Yeah, for sure. This was an unlucky timing. Always try to combine your blizzards with the wall. Combine it if you actually manage to trap people, then you can try, throw the blizzard to get 2 or 3 picks. Also, try to take a look at the time. They actually had time to regroup and get another push, and you just wasted 2 ults when they hadn't actually committed to the point. So the last time I said that it was fine to throw blizzard since they actually used sound barrier. They used sound barrier here at the choke and started moving in. So if you wall off and blizzard at that time, 100% fine. You trade sound barrier for your ult, even if you just get 1 or 2 kills and they decide not to push, then that's a win. That's a win for you. But this time they didn't commit any ults. They barely ran through the choke, and you committed 2 ults. You won this fight, but they had not committed any ults at all. And that lets them finish off the game with the sound barrier. This was some ult tracking and pre-planning could have prevented this. Now you're just gonna try to stall as much as possible, but it's over. Yeah, either trance or sound barrier is almost mandatory to be able to take this point, just because it is so heavily defense favored. The respawn advantage, all of the positional advantage that you get from having all the high grounds and the small chokes that the attackers have to run through.